What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the stimulus package update, daily news, pretty much everything going on in our country and in Washington, D.C., money, investing, the stock market. Remember that new videos come out here on our channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. If you notice, we already have a special guest here on our show. Right here down below is my cat Lily, joining us here for the time being. You can see here sitting on that little stool here down below. We'll see how long she stays here. But it's a very big week for the stimulus package and the infrastructure package, as they're trying to finalize both of them and potentially vote on both of them here this week. Here's the latest.
Good morning, Andrew. Well, Democrats are hoping that this is going to be the week that their economic agenda finally comes to fruition. Lawmakers had set a soft target of October 31st to pass that bipartisan infrastructure bill and the social spending package. And a source told me that the House is aiming to vote on the infrastructure bill on Wednesday. That's the final step before it would go to the president's desk. However, that timing could easily slip if there's no agreement yet on the social spending package. Well, President Biden had breakfast at his home in Delaware yesterday with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and moderate Senator Joe Manchin. The White House called it a productive discussion and said that they will stay in close touch. Now, among the outstanding items, a $150 billion program that pays utilities to convert to clean electricity. Manchin opposes this, but it accounts for roughly a third of the emissions reductions in the bill. There's also expanding Medicare to include dental benefits, a paid family leave program, the enhanced child tax credit, and of course, how to pay for it all. Now, Speaker Pelosi had indicated the new tax plan could come out today, though I am hearing that it may not actually happen until later this week. And guys, we'll get a better sense of where things stand once the Senate reconvenes this afternoon. Andrew.
Elon, we have been talking about that tax plan, as you know, all morning. Robert Frank was on, and then we had a little bit of a debate in the 6 o'clock hour about it. What's going to be the holdup in terms of between now and then? Are things going to change? Are things still shifting?
Yeah, well, certainly the trying to build that consensus around the billionaire tax plan is one of the sticking points in this. We know one of the problems is that Senator Kristen Sinema doesn't see any support for increasing a capital gains tax, and that's sort of what this might be. Over in the House side, the head of the Tax Writing Committee, Richie Neal, has proposed something very different, something more close to a true wealth tax. I think it's a 3% surtax on people with millionaires who have a certain level of income. And he's supported something like that because he says it is simpler than the plan that has come out of the Senate, who is the one that is really supporting this sort of unrealized gains for billionaires tax. So the legislative language around that's going to be really tricky to write. And so we will have to wait and see how that comes out of the Senate. But there's going to be a difficulty in getting both chambers and all Democrats in support of it because, as Robert's been pointing out, this is incredibly new. It would be a sea change in the way the IRS calculates income and what it considers as income. And a lot of Democrats just haven't thought deeply about this yet. So it's going to be coming at them at the last minute.
Yeah, so it's a very big week for both the stimulus package and the infrastructure package, as they're trying to come to agreements on both of them here this week. And Senator Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, you know their theme song, dun dun dun. They're trying to come to agreements with them because, well, they're the two main individuals holding up both of these the stimulus package at least. And really, they're trying to determine what is going to be in this stimulus package, with one of the major sticking points being the Medicare benefits for seniors. With Senator Bernie Sanders drawing a red line on Medicare expansion and the prescription drug pricing plan in the spending bill, going in direct contention against Senator Joe Manchin. And we're going to have a showdown because, well, Joe Manchin doesn't want to vote for the Medicare expansion, and Senator Bernie Sanders saying it has to be in there. Senate Budget Committee Chairman Senator Bernie Sanders from Vermont said today that a deal on President Biden's spending bill must expand Medicare and include a plan to lower the cost of prescription drugs. These are two major parts of the stimulus package. The Medicare expansion would include hearing, dental, and vision. They could perhaps exclude the dental. That's a big, expensive part of it, but Bernie Sanders is pushing to have all of those in there, as well as lower the cost of a prescription drug for Americans. A recent study has come out that 2/3, about 66% of Americans are on prescription drugs, and lowering the cost of these would basically be kind of a stimulus provision for Americans because, well, they would pay less for them every single month. So whether you save $10 a month, $25 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month, Americans would be saving money every single month. Again, it depends on every person's situation, how much they're paying and how much they would end up saving. They would be saving money every single month in perpetuity forever. Again, depending on how much you pay and how the legislation ends up being, this has been, well, both of these, the Medicare expansion to include hearing, dental, vision, and also lower the Medicare eligibility age to age 60, which would make it eligible for about 25 million more Americans. Joe Manchin is against this because he says that Medicare could be potentially running into insolvency in 5 years by 2026, because Medicare has said this, that they could potentially run out of or could run into funding problems in 5 years potentially. However, Democrats say that they're going to be giving Medicare billions and billions of dollars to pay for these new programs with this stimulus package. So that's where the kind of rub runs, and why Senator Bernie Sanders is demanding this, because Bernie Sanders says that 75% of seniors do not have hearing coverage, dental coverage, and vision coverage, and just hearing aids alone cost thousands and thousands of dollars, and the majority of seniors cannot afford them. And this is where we're going to kind of run into an issue, because you need Bernie Sanders' vote to pass the package, and you also need Joe Manchin's vote to pass the package. You need every single Democratic senator's vote to pass the package. All 50 Democrats must vote yes to pass this stimulus package, as well as the prescription drug pricing issue, which is a big issue because the pharmaceutical industry is fighting it really, really hard. They have over 1,500 lobbyists lobbying to make this not happen. They're spending millions and millions of dollars and ads. Everywhere you see ads trying to convince the American public that lower prescription drugs are not a good thing. Yeah, they're trying to convince you that it's not good and that innovation would be stifled and that you don't want to pay lower prescriptions. You don't want to pay lower prices. Yes, don't fall for the propaganda. You want to pay lower prices, trust me. Quote, bottom line is that any reconciliation bill must include serious negotiations on the part of Medicare with the pharmaceutical industry, lower the cost of prescription drugs. That's what American people want, Senator Bernie Sanders says today. Quote, he added that a quote, serious reconciliation bill must include expanding Medicare to cover dental, hearing aids, and glasses. Bernie Sanders' decision to draw red lines while speaking with reporters on Capitol Hill underscores the headache facing Democratic leaders as they try to reach a deal that can unify various factions. In fact, look at this ad right here. This shows you how big of a deal this is fighting America. You can see this ad right here that just happens to be on this page. Lack of dental insurance disproportionately impacts Black and brown people. Help fix this. Text Congress to strengthen Medicare. Again, this just happens to be a random ad that just happens to be on this page to help strengthen Medicare. Tell Congress to do this. Yeah, this is a huge issue right now that they're trying to do with this stimulus package. So Senator Bernie Sanders warned in a tweet over the weekend that Medicare expansion provision couldn't be dropped. But Senator Joe Manchin, a Democrat from West Virginia, speaking to reporters on Monday, reiterated that he doesn't support expanding Medicare amid concern the program's solvency. He says, quote, my big concern right now is the 2026 deadline for Medicare insolvency. And if no one's concerned about that, I've got people I'm not sure what he means by I've got people, but that's a lifeline. Medicare and Social Security is a lifeline for people back in West Virginia and for most people around the country. You've got to stabilize that first before you look at basically expansion. So if we're not being fiscally responsible, that's a concern. In addition to potentially dropping Senator Bernie Sanders' plan to expand benefits covered by Medicare, if they can't get the votes, negotiators are discussing limiting Medicare's powers to negotiate lower prescription drug prices for only a handful of drugs instead of the broad spectrum of medications that Sanders wanted to cover as kind of a middle ground negotiation if they can't get all the votes. The broader plan is opposed by a group of moderates, including Senator Kirsten Sinema. Yeah, imagine that. So, yeah, these are a couple of the major issues that are still withstanding. And the Medicare provision is going to be a tough, and the prescription drug, really. These are going to be two of the toughest issues to bridge. Hmm. Really, really tough issues to bridge there. Let me know your thoughts, especially on the Medicare. Well, really on both of them. What would you do? Because, I can see Joe Manchin's point of view that potentially in 5 years, we could run into this Medicare funding issue where they may have to uh, maybe raise the price of Medicare a little bit, or maybe fund it with another stimulus package or something along those lines. I think that's what they're going to do with Social Security down the lines. They're always talking about this threat of Social Security is going to run out of money. They're always talking about that at some point in the future. Social Security is going to run out of money. I think if that ever happens, I think they'll basically fund it with a bailout package like they've done for Wall Street in the past, or they could just give the money back that Congress or the Treasury basically stole from Social Security or borrowed from Social Security. They could just give the money back that they basically plundered from the Social Security fund, right? But I think at some point, if Social Security ever gets close to running out of money, they'll basically bail it out, give it a stimulus package, give it several $trillions. Is basically what they'll have to do. Of course, they can change the trajectory of it by adding additional money to it, adding additional taxes to it, changing things like that. The proposal is to add an additional $200 to Social Security, add an additional $200 to every person's Social Security as an additional type of stimulus check. The way they want to do that is they want to add an additional Social Security tax to people making over $400,000. It's type of basically how they're paying for this stimulus package as well. They want to tax high income earners, tax the wealthy, tax wealthy corporations. So right now it's somewhere in the $140,000 range. People stop paying Social Security taxes because that is where you meet the maximum amount of Social Security. Right now, there's a maximum amount of Social Security you can get. Once you make over 140 some thousand dollars, you stop paying into Social Security. Okay. The proposal there is that they want to, and I'll bring this up on the screen. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren, and Ron Wyden have unveiled a plan to increase Social Security benefits by $200 per month for all Social Security beneficiaries. And we've had several different plans. We've had another one by President Biden that would increase Social Security beneficiaries to 125% of the federal poverty level. I'll show you that one as well. You can see here President Biden has promised to reform Social Security. Some changes could come as soon as this year. And again, the way they want to do this is to imply a Social Security tax on high income earners, where they would start paying a Social Security tax once again on over $400,000. You can see here, under his plan, eligible workers would get a guaranteed minimum benefit equal to at least 125% of the federal poverty level. People who have received benefits for at least 20 years would also get an additional 5% bump, and widows and widowers would receive about 20% per month more as well. that would be in addition. These are several different proposals. And we don't know if this would be the 125%. I'll get to how much that would be here in a moment. Or these 5% and 20% would go in addition to this here. Or if it would be the $200 per month increase as well. The 125% of the federal poverty level would be, you can see here that the federal poverty level is $12,880 per year, or $1,073 per month. There's actually a proposal by Senator Bernie Sanders as well to make Social Security the minimum amount 100% of the federal poverty level. There's also a SSI proposal to make SSI equal to 100% of the federal poverty level, equal to $1,073 per month as well. SSI, I believe, is $793 per month right now. So there is proposals for that as well, and that could be enacted at any given time here. But Joe Biden's proposal is 125% of this. So 1073 times 1.25 would equal $1,341 per month. So, and again, they can do this by enacting a Social Security payroll tax on people that make over $400,000 per year. They would basically start paying Social Security taxes again, and they would pay into Social Security, but they wouldn't get any Social Security benefits. They would basically pay into the system for the benefit of everybody else. This is kind of like a millionaire's tax that they're proposing, and similar to the billionaire's tax that they're proposing right now for this next stimulus package that they kind of want to tax billionaires. This would be more like a millionaire's tax that they want. If you're making $400,000 per year or more, you're probably a millionaire if you're making that much per year. So there's a lot really going on here. The Social Security income could be really enacted in any of the upcoming stimulus packages. Remember that the Democrats have already basically confirmed that there will be another social spending bill or another stimulus package. President Biden has confirmed it already to put Republicans on the spot here before the next midterm election. There'll probably be another two, to be honest, before the next midterm elections next year. So they have confirmed that there will be another stimulus package here after this stimulus package passes, which they're trying to do basically within the next few days. They could actually vote on the infrastructure package as early as tomorrow. We also have nearly 3 million signatures of people who have signed a petition demanding that Congress issue a fourth stimulus check for this next stimulus package, in addition to the child tax credits, which are those monthly checks that are going out to 65 million children, $250 to $300 per month. They want to extend those child tax credits, those monthly checks, for one more year. Look at this sign here, Mitch better have my money. I don't think I'm in the way there. But yeah, they want to include the monthly checks for children. Mitch better have my money. That's so funny. But they want to include the monthly checks for children for one more year. And we have multiple groups here calling to add a stimulus check for adults as well as for children. So I definitely recommend that you reach out to Congress, reach out to your senators, and say, hey, include a stimulus check for adults in addition to the checks for children. We also have the $800 stimulus debit card that Senator Bernie Sanders and President Biden are pushing to have included into this next package for Medicare recipients, that could be included to use for medical and dental. I also recommend, if you're reaching out to your representatives, to say, hey, it would be better to just include this as a stimulus check so that we can use this for anything like food, rent, or bills, as opposed to a stimulus debit card that would be only be able to use for medical or dental. Of course, it's better than nothing. An $800 stimulus debit card is awesome, but if we can use a stimulus check instead, that would be better. But it is nice to see that they're starting to add different things in here at the last moment. An $800 stimulus debit card is better than no $800 stimulus debit card. So let's hope they continue to try to add things in here at the last moment. This is what they did with the second stimulus check package, where they added the stimulus checks in there at the very last moment, just 6 days before they passed the bill. And with the third stimulus check package, when they added in the $10,200 unemployment tax-free provision, that they added in not only at the last moment after the bill was written, but after the House passed the bill and they sent it over to the Senate, and the Senate actually changed the bill. That's when the Senate added it in at the bill. So they can actually do things even after the bill is written, but after the House or the Senate passes the bill, they can do it. One or the other can change things and add things in at the very last moment as well. So it's not over until literally the House and the Senate and the president signs the bill. So I will keep you up to date with everything going on with this next stimulus package and what's going on with our country here. So make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. It's completely free to do so. And you can also share this video with your friends and family down below. And remember that new videos come out here on our channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will keep you up to date with everything. You can click here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is how there's 20 different states that are sending out their own versions of stimulus checks or stimulus programs as well. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.